just a podcast underground. Cheap mics buzzing, webcams blurry. Want it out there, no need to worry. Fine K66.9 is no joke. Audio so rough, makes your ears choke. But they keep talking, voices ain't broke. Budget keeps microphones stroke. We ain't got cash, just passion blast. Audio crash. Rock this podcast. Crack the podcast. Crackling audio, background invite. Authentic sound in the dead of the night. Listeners tune in, nothing's ever tried. Raw and pretty, not pristine or light.
Good evening, all you audiophiles. Welcome back to Budget Podcasting with Clay and Kevin.
I would be the Kevin of that scenario.
Yeah, that's Kevin. And I've got it down pat which way to point now. Like I don't ever mess up anymore.
Hey, and that's Clay. I messed it up.
How's everybody doing tonight? Joe, how you doing, Bill? I say everybody. There's just Bill sitting in there all by himself.
Yeah, it's like no love this week.
No,
But that's okay.
it's all right.
People will catch it on replay if anything. Obscure Mike, say what's up,
Hey,
man.
what's going on, Bark?
How's it going? You know what? We don't have no music going, so here we go. Oh, man, we are featuring this week because we've already featured it, but we both love it. And now we both have one.
Yeah.
The Fifine Tank one.
Yeah.
I really love this mic. I think
they did a good job with this one.
and you put out a review earlier today, Clay, of you reviewed it against the SM7B. And while the SM7B, some of its tones were a little bit more lively, I still think that the Tank 1 held its own because it just rounds everything off nice and smooth.
Yeah. No, it did a good job. It did better than I was expecting, for sure, as far as going up against the SM7B.
Yeah, it's one of those ones to where a $130 mic versus a $400 mic. You expect the $400 mic to just blow it out the water. But
Yeah.
it
It held its own.
Yeah,
It did. It was. Yeah. It impressed.
it was not a true David versus Goliath moment.
No.
I don't think. I don't think. Yeah. But
Yeah.
even the handling noise on this thing is really nice. I mean,
I don't hear nothing. You know what I noticed today, though?
what's that?
Between that video and I was making one today doing a comparison between this and the K669D, and when I'm checking for sound resonance, like doing the keyboard tapping and tapping on the boom arm, I don't hear nothing, and that's with no processing, no noise gate, I don't even look at noise suppression anymore in OBS. You were right.
Yeah.
When I got this, you said you're never going to use that again.
Yeah, you're not gonna use.
And I don't. But no matter what I did, I couldn't hear. I couldn't hear the keyboard tapping, and I don't think. I'm questioning if that's accurate. I'm wondering if it's, but it was on the K669D as well.
Mm. So
Heard nothing.
You had every filter off on
Off.
the Roadcaster?
Everything.
Maybe.
Everything off, and you can't even hear me tapping on the boom.
Well,
Can you hear it right now?
yeah, I can hear it. Yeah,
Couldn't hear it in recordings.
I can hear it. Can you hear mine?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Just something I wanted to mention.
Obscure Mike says he has one of these, but he hasn't quite used it. I think you're gonna like it, man. I know we talked a few months ago about these mics coming out, and the Fifine. We were talking about the Tank One specific. You said that you're not sure about the $130 price tag on it. However, I think it's worth it. It's built like the Rode Pod mic, but you also get like 2 EQ switches on the back. You get a high pass filter and a low and a mid boost. So I keep mine flat, but I do know people who may use some of those, especially if you're in a room that has like a fan going or a air conditioner in the background. You may use the low cut on it.
Joe just brought up a good point, and he said, do the test again. The SM7B, do the test against the SM7B in 20 years and then make a decision, because that mic that he sent me is already 20 years old.
This is true. I don't even know if I'll still be doing this, and maybe we'll be doing this virtually. VR will be in the room with you.
Yeah, but that's the point that he's making, is that this probably isn't going to sound that good in 20 years.
We don't know that though.
No, we don't. But that's the difference. You know, the difference in price, build quality.
And it's hard to say that because I haven't had a Fifine microphone fail with its circuitry or anything like that, and they are built super well.
Yeah.
So it's really, really hard to tell if
20 years.
20 years.
I don't know if I'll be doing this in 20 years. I don't know. So, what's up, Chris from Livestream Consultants? How you doing, man?
Yep. On which part, Mark? I said a lot of things.
What's that?
I don't even remember what I said now. So I was just
he said he's
talking
with Kevin.
Yeah. I can do that now if you want, Kevin. Do you want HD or UHD? Mics and speakers typically last a while. Yeah, I mean, some of the I don't even want to say the plastic ones like the AM8 or anything like that. So.
And no, there is nothing fragile about them. Like they should have just named them all the Tank.
No, the Tank Tank.
Just gave them different, like, you know how you got like different type, like the Sherman, and you know, just give them all different variations of tanks, because the K669D, it's a tank.
Speaking of Fifine, we do have a poll.
Yeah, we do. Let's roll that beautiful poll footage. Oh, what happened?
I hit the wrong button. It's been a week. We were telling people to get off our lawn last week, so it's a different week. Fine. Okay, that meant to be is Fifine leading the way in budget mics. I did this in a hurry. Please forgive my spelling.
That's all right. I read it like a question anyway.
Yeah, Fifine is leading the way in budget mics. You know what? Yeah, we'll roll with it. Fifine is leading the way in budget mics. Do you agree? Yes or no? Hashtag yes, hashtag no in the comments to be entering this poll question. So there you go.
I have to put my vote in.
I mean, it used to be like Fifine and Mayano. However, I really think Fifine is pulling away big time on it. I think that the only thing that Mayano really has on them is software for their USB microphones.
I heard from them today.
Mayano?
Yeah. Something new.
I haven't heard from them in forever.
It's not confirmed. It's just, that's all I got.
See, even Obscure Mike says they fell off.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll just reach out to my rep and see what they're up to. But I think my rep is your rep because I introduced you to her. So
Doris.
Yeah.
Yep. Said something about a new product, so we'll see.
All right, well, we'll talk about it off air.
Yeah.
I'm sure they don't want it mentioned, but
No.
but yeah. Let's see. The big boys better be scared of Fine. Yeah. Yeah. Even, they haven't spoke to Bark in a forever either.
I reached
apparently.
out, yes, a couple days ago.
Oh, okay.
That's probably
I
why.
gotcha. I had a couple people reach out to me, not really for microphones, for, well, a lav mic, which I'll happily do. I don't really have a good lav mic that I use on a daily basis or monthly basis,
Yeah.
but I'll review them just to have them on standby if I need them. I am going to a Comic-Con here at the end of this month, so maybe I'll take it with me and do some recording for one of my other shows.
Give us some vlog stuff.
Yeah, vlog-esque style.
Yeah.
Fine has built quality and audio quality for money versus everyone else. Yeah, I really do. I did too. I did too. Not
We
too
both
long
read
ago.
the same
yeah.
comment.
Yeah. I did too, Bark. Yeah, I sent you. Did I send you a screenshot of? Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I haven't had that yet, and the question that I'm wondering is, why are you guys?
He smashed accept.
Yeah.
It's one of those. I actually thought about it. I'm like, how would I review this from a technical side? Because I mean, it's tech.
How would you do it and not make it a big joke?
There is tech. There's batteries and motors and stuff.
Performance. You're gonna give us some endurance tests.
I mean, it's tech. So I mean, Bark, you could put it on obscure tech. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Not saying, but I'm saying.
Yeah. Saying, not saying.
I don't think it'd go over well here though.
Hey,
But yeah, the fine. We are featuring this, and we also want to talk about. Do you want to?
Bark said the old screen test. Is it waterproof?
Is it? Yeah. How long do the batteries last? Is it
there's
gas
a lot
powered?
of questions. Yeah, there's a lot gas powered. There's a lot of questions that could come up with that one.
Good old pull crank on it. Anyway, that's probably something that we should discuss on Get Off My Lawn.
Oh yeah, we could have fun with that one.
All right, I will give you my honest opinion on the Phoenix Pro system of UHF mics body packs after this weekend. It uses the mini XLR connection for the lav mic and 2 AAA batteries for power. All right. I'm curious to what your thoughts are on it.
Yeah. Let's see. Know Your Joe. How you test it kind of depends on the toy.
I mean, does it?
Gives a whole new meaning to 2-stroke when you said gas powered. Well, there's in some cases 4-stroke, 3.
I mean, some of them you can actually hold like a microphone.
Yeah.
If you're so well inclined.
They look like a microphone.
All right. All right, so we want to talk about our YouTube journey or our podcasting journey real quick, and maybe start with you got the cards up there if you want to.
What was the first one? That was this
Learn-
one.
Yeah.
Oops, I gotta do that. Personal podcasting growth. All right.
So
what?
when
go ahead. Go. Yeah.
Yeah. When I first started, my channel was an unboxing channel for mystery autograph subscription boxes, nerdy, geeky boxes, such as Loot Crate, Bambox, Geek Fuel. You know,
yeah.
I was into that stuff back then.
Yeah.
And I kind of got them and started doing unboxings, and then that kind of fell off, and I started doing the movie reviews, which I still do, the retro movie reviews, and now I'm getting into a lot more budget podcasting gear and gear reviews, doing the budget podcasting show, which we're live doing right now. And your channel is going to evolve. Just know that what you start doing and how you do it may change and grow with what your audience is, how you're feeling at the time, what the current market situation is like. There's a lot of different variables that may come into your channel growth.
Yep. Yeah, I started mine like it was really, I wasn't even trying to be a YouTuber. I was making little videos with my phones and just stuff that I thought was funny, whatever it was, and I had no way to share them and show them to like my friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
So I put them on YouTube and then sent a link. And then that progressed, and then I started getting like really interested in cell phones and like different types of wearable mobile devices. So I got onto YouTube and started watching the likes of iPhone Do.
I don't know. I don't have an iPhone. So
I used to call it iPhoneito, but it's iPhone Do.
iPhone Do nothing.
He's the guy that Mike talked about when Mike was talking about the Insta360 issue.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So I was watching him, Flossie Carter. I mean, I was just, Brandon Butch, just watching all these. And then the more I started watching those, the more I started going, I want to make a review on something. So I made a review on it was a replaceable back cover for the LG V10, one of the first LG, the first of the V series of their phones. Yeah, so that was my first review, and then I don't know, just kind of kept going.
Yeah, mine started, and I started with a phone, using my phone, no microphone, just using the microphone.
Yep.
Audio on a kitchen table, so the audio and video was horrible. But that's how my channel started, and I've changed and evolved from there. So that's how that went. And Obscure Mike said, Tech Spurt. That's a spirit animal, dude.
Yeah, Tech Spurt. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. And that's, I really don't think that I have as many subscribers as it seems, because I think a lot of them don't watch. Because I had one video that went off like crazy. Like it's got over 200,000 views, almost 300,000 views on one video that I made. And it was a vlog style video, and it was a subject matter that I can't do all the time. So I stopped doing it. But I got a bunch of subscribers a few years ago because of that, actually about 4 or 5 years ago. And I think they're all just like young girls, because the video was about my stepdaughter getting her teeth pulled.
Ooh, maybe. That very well could be, but I mean, at least you have a base.
It's maintained, it stayed. So that's good.
So I'll definitely have to check out Tech Spurt. I haven't watched him, so I'll definitely check him out, Bart. All right, so the next, you want to flip the next one?
Oh, yeah, let me get back over there. I don't remember which one was next, so I'm just going to go with this one.
All right.
What we've learned from when we started to now. So,
I'll let you start this one.
Oh, I mean, what I've learned is that in the beginning, I was really excited about trying to like script everything really, really good, and like I wanted like super good gear and this and that. And what I learned was, for me, if I script it good, it is like the worst crap to watch.
Mm-hmm.
It is just awful. Like if I'm like really, really scripted. So what I've learned is that I kind of do like keynotes or key points, and I go from there. If there's something that I want to get exactly right and I want to nail it down, that's when I'll incorporate my little teleprompter that I made. But aside from that, no. And then the gear part, yeah, getting an audio interface and getting into broadcast style microphones has definitely helped. But none of the gear has really pushed it. It's just been me doing it over and over, the repetition.
Yeah, and that's one thing I've learned too is when you first start out, you're gonna be stumbling and bumbling over your words and stuff like that. You're not gonna be as confident because you're just starting out. Yeah. I have learned to just be yourself. You know, what you see is what you get with me. This is who I am. I'm not really putting on a show. This is who I be.
Yeah.
So, and when I first started out, I was like trying to, be more professional and, like you said, I started with scripts too. And I think I did like 2 with scripts and I'm like, I'm not doing this.
It felt yucky.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, this is no.
Yeah. I would rather come up with my own words on the fly and edit it after the fact than just try to read through a script on a teleprompter or notes I had. Back then it was notes that I had written out, not a teleprompter. I wasn't that fancy. And things like that than anything else. So what I've learned is just be yourself.
It's about the smartest thing you can say.
Yeah. Good evening. Jersey said, good evening, gentlemen. You guys use teleprompters. What about the thoughts on the Elgato teleprompter? I've heard it's pretty good, but I'm not sure. I did like what I saw on the advertisement. The Elgato teleprompter is pretty cool if you get one. I do not have one. I've only seen them reviewed. If you have a show that needs a teleprompter, then I mean I don't know what to say. I don't use one because I don't feel comfortable using a teleprompter. I feel scripted and I would much rather prefer to feel natural. However, I do know some people that do use teleprompters and they do come off very nice, very natural. And I think the new software,
takes practice.
Yeah. I think the new software, whatever you write out, it'll follow with you. And if you go off script, it'll stop until you come back to it. So I think the new Elgato teleprompter could be useful for some people. I don't have a use for it.
Yeah, I mean, not yet. I don't, nothing like that. That's why my little, hang on.
That's why the little cough button works.
Yeah. My little DIY thing that I made for $18 is perfect.
Yeah. The only time I ever use like a teleprompter style is when I'm on one of my other shows and I'm reading a news article. So that can be useful, but it still does come off sometimes as, reading.
I want to say hi to King Paco real quick. I don't think we addressed him yet.
Oh, yeah.
He said
Paco?
a couple things. No, yes. He said, so you're an Android guy. No, I'm both. I've primarily been on Apple for like the last, 5 years. Prior to that, I was diehard Android. So I've learned all the good qualities about both. Like they all have their pros and cons. And go ahead.
No, I think Android is a better product in general. However, for something like working with a studio, the Apple connectivity that Apple has with everything is probably unbeatable.
It's just like I said, the only reason I switched was because with all my Android devices, and I had some good ones, they eventually had to be maintenanced. I had to clean things out. They would slow down. I was like real nerdy. I would get into the developer settings and I would slow down or remove transition phases in the actual software, the OS.
Yeah.
And I don't ever have to do that with my iPhone. It just keeps working. So.
Well, like I said, if you have an Apple ecosystem, especially for broadcasting or everything that you're doing with like a studio setting, I would imagine that I've heard, at least I don't have it, but I've heard that it's better than Android. and I can believe it because of like the connectivity. But I still think I'm an Android guy, so
Yeah,
I'm just
and there's
gonna,
nothing wrong.
stay
Like
that
I
way.
said, I'm both. I'll always love Androids. But what's cool is like when I'm doing stuff, whether it be whatever it is, everything from creating a video, editing, uploading to YouTube, I can like on the computer. Matter of fact, when I upload and I send you my unlisted video,
Mm-hmm.
I hit copy for the link for the video on the computer, and then I just go over to my phone, press and hold, and hit paste, and it just goes right to it. And so I do a lot of that back and forth on everything, so it's nice.
Oh yeah, I guess that could be pretty simple. But when I send you mine, I just send you the link. So
From your phone, though, right?
yeah.
I
from my
send it
phone.
to you from my phone, but I copy it on my computer with my mouse. Copy, and then literally just go over to my phone, go to your text thing, and hit press and hold and hit paste, and it just comes right from my computer onto my phone.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I'll have to admit that.
Yeah, and I do
Okay.
it back and forth. Go ahead.
Live stream consultant says, I have both, but I will never use Android phone for his primary phone. Have tested both side by side out in the field, and hands down, iPhone always works. All right, well, yeah. I am old school. I don't like change. Get off my lawn type guy. So
Yeah, see, Bark said the same thing. He leans Apple pretty hard lately after over a decade. Same with me. I was probably over a decade of nothing but Android.
I'm gonna hold on to my Android, man. I'm not. I don't want to change.
You can. We're not trying to convince you.
Don't make me do it. Don't.
Yeah. One of the things I miss the most, man, my throat is just jacked up. Hang on.
No problem. Bark said he loved his BlackBerry. I remember those things, man. I wish phones came out that had the physical buttons for texting and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Flip
right.
it up or something. I miss that.
Yeah.
That I miss.
I don't.
I don't know if you used to do it or not, but back when texting first started coming out and they didn't have the alphabet, you had to press like 3-4
That's called
times.
T9, yeah, T9 texting.
Yeah, T9 texting. I used to
you're
be
like,
able to do that blindly, send a full paragraph
Because you
blindly. Yeah.
You could feel around on the number pad. You can't do that now.
Mm-mm.
It's all one glass smooth surface.
While driving, I could just send out a paragraph text while I'm driving, and while looking at the road, I'm not taking my eyes off the road, but I'm texting and driving.
Yep, you used to be able to do it in your pocket. Remember that?
Yeah. Oh
you could,
yeah.
you could open it up and start just texting somebody.
Oh yeah. That's being sneaky though. So.
Right. King
I
Paco
miss-
says he's not an apple person or pineapple on pizza.
All right. We got one more slide.
We do. Let me present it.
All right.
Perceptions and aspirations versus reality. And we are talking about the reality of YouTube or podcasting.
Correct. The perception of it is that it's easy. It is not. It is a lot of work. What you see, the end product, a 6-7 minute video takes hours to film, to edit, to upload, and make sure re-upload if you have to, because you'll watch it and see, oh, I forget this. I need to redo this. I forgot to put in this. I need to reshoot this. It is a huge process. It can take forever. You're watching a 6-minute video while I spent 6 hours or more doing it. So it's a process, and that is the perception versus reality in my eyes.
Yeah. No, that was probably the same perception I had, but it was just not knowing. Back when I started, I thought, oh, this will be fun. This will be easy.
Mm-hmm.
Not if you want it to be quality, not if you want it to, have some sort of traction, not if you want anything to come out of it. So it's definitely not easy. It's work.
It is a lot of work, but then you have something like the live to where we're like, all right, what do you want to talk about tonight? This, and we just hit the live button. There was not really a whole lot of
No.
Not a whole lot. There's no editing going on after
No,
this
with
one.
this,
So,
no.
Yeah, so that's why we really like the lives, because we get to, not only do we get to talk to you guys and spend some time with everybody, but we get to talk to each other, talk about tech, build a community about people who enjoy the same things that we enjoy: microphones, cameras, anything podcasting related. I really enjoy it.
Bark said, "Speak for yourself, fellas. My garbage videos are recorded and in your eyes and ears in about an hour and a half." But that's and they're not garbage. They're not garbage.
No,
I love his
not.
videos. But that's kind of the same. That different people do it differently. I'm not an hour and a half, but I will typically, most of the time, I will do it all in one day. Or
Yeah.
one evening, one afternoon, or 3 hours during the day. I'll sit down, and it's not scripted, and I'll just almost none of my videos are scripted. There's like little parts that might be, but it's all done in one day.
Your videos, Clay, have changed a lot. I love your intros. I love your outro.
Yeah.
I love all of that. It's like watching a movie when you do a review. So I
Yeah.
enjoy that.
It's cinematic.
Obscure Mike says he's self-deprecating.
Yeah.
We are too.
We all do it.
Yeah.
We all do it. I think the same thing, and I'm just letting him know that they're not garbage, and his subs should his sub count should tell him differently. But I don't know. I like his style, so I think whatever he's doing, just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Hour and a half.
He knows.
Yeah.
He knows. We need to have him on one day. We need to have you on one day.
He can
Mark.
come on anytime. He can come on right now.
Yeah, I told you. You have a open mic to join us.
I'm reading.
Yeah. I am
comment.
too. A little dead air because we started reading at the same time.
Yeah.
It happens. So, a little bit. Does anybody have any questions about the Tank 1 before we start moving on to just
Ranting.
ranting? Yeah. I cannot say enough about the Tank 1. It is quickly becoming my favorite microphone, and I used to love the Tank 3. I used to love the Memphis Blue. Was really nice as well.
It just does a good job.
Yeah. You guys do this in the evening, and I use those things offered to me in the evenings. Yeah, I get it.
What's up,
No,
Steve-O?
I get it. Yeah. What's up, Steve-O? Know your Joe? Just like I said, does anybody have any questions about anything that we've discussed already? Any questions at all? A gentleman I'm involved with, a YouTube channel, Visual Vibes Someday Session. I'm the sound guy for the live studio stuff and just started with these guys. Okay. Yeah, a half-hour video takes 5 hours. Yeah. It can be a lot, especially. I mean, yeah, there's sometimes, I'll just bust out a video in an hour, edit it real quick, and have it out. But there's other times where I really want to do a good job for the company that sent me their product. I want to do a good job for them, even though I'm going to be honest and say that, this is not very good.
See you, Bark. Sorry.
Yeah. Have a good one, man. It's one of those. I have no problem not bashing. I'm not gonna bash a company. I'm not gonna totally bash them. I'll point out all the good stuff and I'll mention the bad, but I'm not gonna say don't buy it. I will give scenarios what is useful for. Like I'm looking at my camera now. The one the other one.
Oh,
Other
yeah.
camera. The one that and
That's a the good example right there. We're not going to name any names or products, but I want to be honest. I want to give the viewers the real news, the real grit, because that's what they need to know before they buy this stuff. But I also, on the same token, don't want to ruin a relationship. And this is number 2.
Yeah.
It's like,
But everything else
it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oops.
So, yeah, that was me. So I'm going to show it real quick because I have it hooked up.
I do too. I've just not chosen to show it.
So, not horrible. Not horrible.
Nope.
I've seen worse cameras. However, they are still developing the software, so I can't really bash it too much. It's still a little blurry, a little...
Hang on.
I'm a little washed out from my normal, but
I'm going to pull mine
my
up.
other one. I'm going back to my other one. I can't look at that anymore. I cannot do it.
No, I got to go this way. Mine is I'm going to go to mine. Mine is mounted up high right now. So it's going to be a weird view, but how do I do that? I just go into my settings, right? Change.
Yeah. What is the positive you like about the Tank 1? What is the negative you know about the Tank 1? All right, so the positive... Yeah. You're a little blown out, a little washed out. So
I mean, I can...
They do have software. It does come with software, so it can be adjusted. However, it needs to be fixed.
I've got mine less blue than yours.
Yeah, I don't know.
But anyway, there it is. I'm going to switch back because it's weird.
Yeah. So, I like... So, to answer King Pocket's question, what I really like about the Tank 1 is it gives a nice rounded sound to just about every tone in my voice. Everything's nice. It's rounded. It's comfortable to listen to. There's no sharp tones coming through. That's what I really like. If there's a negative, the knobs are plastic. Everything else is metal, but the knobs are plastic. That's the negative I have.
But that's not even a bad negative. I don't know. I'm the same. My things that I like about it are almost exactly the same as yours, other than I like the sound rejection.
Yeah.
Like the as far as sound resonance, it doesn't. It's hard to. Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear it. Yeah.
Is it loud?
No.
Yeah. Can you hear the keyboard tapping?
Yeah.
See, I can't hear it in my recordings. And I've literally done nothing different. But it does a good job.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
It does. A few more expensive mics, and I bought budget mics that you use. Sound great. You guys have your mix down pretty good, and your processing pretty darn good. Yeah, honestly, what I use the Rodecaster Duo, and I have it on the podcast studio settings, and then I went in and just bumped up the drive to 70%, 75%, and that is the sound you're going to get. If I turned off processing, this is the mic without processing, and I still think it sounds really good. I just don't think
It's hard to listen to it after processing and
Right.
give a good judgment on without processing.
But it still sounds really good
It
without
does.
processing.
So if you noticed in the couple videos that I sent you, or one's been posted, I did a good amount of talking with no processing, and they sounded great.
So Robo, how's it going, Robo? What filters are enabled with the Fifine 1? It sounds good. So I have it on right now it is on the natural.
Flat.
Yeah, it's flat. It's on the neutral setting on
yeah.
both the low cut and the mid boost. So right now, like I said, I'm running it through the Rodecaster Duo with
Same here.
with the podcast studio setting. That's really all I've done. I have it on 55% dB of gain.
Paco, we have some news for you.
Oh.
You know what? Let's do a screen share.
Okay.
Paco, you're gonna love this. Pay attention. Let me bring in,
Well, while you're doing that, I'm gonna finish up with Robo, and like I said, I have 55 dB of gain and Podcast Studio settings with the drive turned up to. It was at 68%, and I bumped it up to 75. That is all I have going on.
All right. So when I do this, is it gonna like completely get? Oh no, it adds it. Is that good enough?
Adds it.
Or do you want to make it bigger?
Well, what we can do.
Want to just?
I mean, we can
spotlight
do
that one. All right.
Yeah.
So if you're paying attention, Paco, Kevin just showed this to me tonight because I've been getting into these tutorials with, doing some processing in the Rodecaster Duo. So in this screen, you can see my cursor, right?
Yes.
Go to your microphone, and right below it, there's a little gray gear. Click on that, and bada bing, bada boom, you've got it right there. I'm going to go ahead and show you. I'll turn off processing. And now my processing is off, and I did that on the computer, Paco. And now my processing is back on. And you can flip through all the different profiles. You can go through and check out all your presets. You can adjust your gain. It's pretty snazzy.
It is pretty dope. It is pretty dope.
How do I get it back down? And then I'll remove it.
I got it. Okay, there you go.
My bad, my bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
So Paco, let us know that you saw that. And you're going to be happy.
I bet you can control all of that with a Stream Deck as well. Probably. But if I wanted to control it manually, I could just reach over to the device and do it that way.
Yeah. The whole point of that, Chris, is, especially for my use case, is to be able to screen record or record, pull that into OBS if I'm doing a tutorial with the Rodecaster Duo. Now I've got a nice, clear digital screen. I don't have to try to bring my camera over here and make sure that it's all right. And
you know what? Bring that back up because, we were talking about, what was his name? Totally forgot. It was Robo. And you can actually show him what you have set for your filters and everything.
Yeah. So if he's paying attention, we'll go ahead and go in here. And now on these profiles, okay, currently I'm using the SM7B profile.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you go into, I'm actually on, maybe not. I thought I was on my, this little new one here. I didn't rename it yet. But you can go in and start messing with all of this stuff. High pass filter, de-esser, noise gate, compressor, EQ, your oral exciter. And that's where you get your big bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Big bottom, girls. Well, it says big bottom here, and then you've got panning. So, I mean, here you go. High pass filter I've got turned off.
I have mine on.
The de-esser. And then you've also got an option to turn those off and on. You can just go ahead and turn them off or turn them back on. And then you can go through each thing and adjust it. And for the most part, I leave most of the stuff alone. The one thing that Kevin was talking about earlier, I'm going through, that was the equalizer. Right here in this exciter, your drive. The drive is, I've got it at 70, it's like 70.5.
Mm-hmm.
When you turn that down, you lose all this depth, all this bottom end. So that's where we're getting that from. And I can show you. Oh, it's not working like that.
You got to click on it and roll your mouse either up or down.
Oh, there it goes. Okay, so I'm going to drop that down, and you'll notice that all that bottom end comes out of mine. And now it just sounds kind of, doesn't sound bad.
A little flat.
This is a little flat, and then you just crank that back up to where you want it, and I keep mine right around 70, and that's it. And then and I turn off panning because I don't like the panning. So there you go.
So yeah.
Anything else before I shut it down?
No, that's
No?
a good.
Okay.
That's a good, quick little tutorial that we just learned.
Yeah.
I learned this today as well, by the way. So
Oh, did you really?
yes,
Tell them how excited I was when you showed me that.
Clay was super like, man was like the smile that was on his face.
This one, yeah.
It was like that you just gave him a bunch of candy.
Because doing those tutorials.
You're welcome, Robo. You're very welcome.
Yeah. Doing those tutorials, I wanted to show my screen, but it's like, I got to make sure the lighting's right. I have literally all the lights on my physical device turned all the way down because if I don't, they're just blowing out the camera.
Mm-hmm.
So now I don't have to worry about that. So cool.
That's one thing you were telling me about a few weeks ago about how when you record it, your fingers get in the way when you're doing it and stuff like that. You wish you were able to screen grab and you couldn't do it with the I'm like, well, now you can, buddy.
Because with the Vocaster, you could because they always had the software.
Yep.
Love this.
And you're welcome, Robo. You're very welcome. Hopefully that helped you. I'm super excited about the Tank 1. I hope other people are excited about the Tank 1. I really think Fine is just blowing up the market. And okay, so I'm gonna say right now, this is Fine's best microphone on the market. For XLR.
To me, it is.
Yeah. As much as we love the K669D, this sounds better.
I'm
really
waiting for them to come out with a upgraded large diaphragm condenser microphone.
Yeah. This is their best USB only microphone. This is the Profile 3.
And which is a very good microphone, but I don't use it much because it's not XLR.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I have my Rodecaster. I love XLR. However, I have done shows with this because I like the sound. I love the tone that you can get with the Profile 3. Sorry, Marco.
Sorry about that. Well, I thought we'd make you happy with the fact that you can control the Rodecaster Duo on screen now.
And it's not Rode Central anymore. It's the Rode app, Rodecaster or
the
app. The
Rodecaster app, I think.
Yeah.
The emblem looks different and everything.
Yeah, it's a completely different interface.
Yep, the little logo.
Do you guys think that Fine will eventually bring out a similar software to Rode? I hope. I really hope.
Because as much as I love this company, that's the one thing they don't do is provide software for their interfaces.
I will say they're starting to make metal microphones instead of just all plastic, like the AM8, the K66, the
Ooh, a metal
K688.
AM8.
A metal AM8 would be nice, yeah. But you can't beat it.
No. Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Yeah, Mayano does have their software. I wish Fine did. That is the only gotcha that Mayano has on Fine right now, in my personal opinion. Not saying Mayanos are bad. Mayano makes a fine product as well. I have several of their microphones.
I really liked the PD300X.
Yeah. It's just that I think as far as a company as a whole, I think Fine's edging them out.
Well, I saw Bark's video the other day where he got a new AM8.
AM8.
And the tightening nuts will tighten it up to a point where it will not move. And I'm like, oh.
So if you get a new one, and it had I put it in his comments. It had to be recent because I recently got my AM8 just a few weeks ago, and it still does the droopy.
Well, he was thinking maybe it was just a fluke, and he just got like the only one that's going to be like that. So he contacted them, and they said no, they did upgrade that. They did go back to the lab
And again, just like Bart said, that's what I love about Fifine. They listen to their customers. They may not even announce that they fixed something. They just do it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Let's see. King Paco said, did you hear that they have a new headset? Who has a new headset? I'm curious. I fixed my, you want to know what I did?
So he's talking about he probably fixed his on his AM8. And he's probably doing what I was talking about doing, was taking those out and going to like Lowe's or whatever and finding something similar that was shorter. That would still reach the threading but be a shorter bolt, and then it would allow you to completely get that thing all the way tight.
Or you could just get a
washer,
rubber washer.
Yeah, you could do that
rubber
too.
Washer. Yeah.
Yep.
There's ways around everything, guys. There's ways around just about
I'm sure
everything.
I could do it. I just haven't even. I don't use it enough, so I
shouldn't have to. That's the whole point.
Right.
You shouldn't have to do that. But the fact that Fifine went back and were like, all right, they didn't just leave the design alone. They're like, okay, customers are complaining about this. Let's actually fix this without even saying anything, just because
that's what's cool.
It was the thing that needed to be done. So they just went out and did it. Have you heard of the biphily microphones?
I have, and I don't know how to spell it either, dude. You're fine.
Yeah. I have not actually. The biphily microphones.
I can't say I know them well, but I have definitely heard of them.
I'll have to definitely check them out. I've heard of Feel World and all that other garbage.
Yeah, I think it was. is it biphily? He might have spelled it right, but I think it's pronounced biphily.
I have no idea. I'll have to do some research on that myself.
Yeah.
Maybe reach out.
Reach out and touch someone. Remember that commercial?
I do. AT&T, right?
Yeah. I think it was AT&T.
If not, we're close.
Yeah.
If not, we're close. All right, so what's everybody? Let's check out the poll, guys. Let's check out that poll.
Yeah, let's.
Fifine is leading the way in budget microphones. Do you believe? Do you agree or do you not? Oh, let's get that off the screen.
It seems like everybody agrees.
Why is it not moving?
What? It moved.
Oh, it's still there for me.
It says 5 and 0.
No, I'm talking about the your audio stuff is in there for me.
Oh, weird. Oh, let me just get rid of it.
Yeah, just stop sharing. Here you go.
That was weird. I didn't even notice that.
I couldn't get rid of it for some reason. Yeah, Fifine is leading the way in budget mics. That's hands down the truth. You know what? I'm gonna reach out to the rep and be like, "Hey, do you mind sponsoring us?"
To Fifine? I know, really.
I don't even know what that would entail. I've talked with you off air and be like, "Hey, what do you want from Fifine? See if they'll sponsor us."
I wouldn't even know where to start.
All right, let's Fifine. And all you gotta do, guys, if you have not entered, is just hashtag yes, hashtag no in the comments, and it'll automatically be put in there.
And it's just a poll. There's no. You win nothing. So.
You win a vote. That's all you get. Oh, it's back again.
Yeah, King Paco said he would love to have a Tank 1 from Fifine.
Yeah. Can you press the stop share or whatever? Because it's...
What? I did. What is wrong with this thing? Remove from scene.
Mm-hmm.
How do I get rid of it entirely?
Let's see. I don't know.
Oh, right here. Exit screen share.
There you go.
Now you don't got to worry about it. Yeah.
Gotta love the technical difficulties on One Year Live.
It happens.
Especially with EV Mux. I love it and hate it at the same time.
But I mean, as quirky as it is, it's better than like I've used like 4.
Yeah.
And this one I'm not even that familiar with because you're always the one driving, but this one works way better than the rest. So
Just Evo. I love my Tank 3 too. I actually did a comparison between the Tank 1 and the Tank 3. It's a couple weeks old now. If you want to go check it out on Back to the Retro Review, right there, right here,
right there.
Yeah, go check it out. I did a comparison. While you're there, while you're watching comparison videos, go check out Clay's Tank 1 versus the
SM7B.
That did come out today, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, was it today? I think it was today.
Yeah. Well, I know you sent me another one. I'm like, yeah.
I was real proud of that intro. I thought that was fun because I wanted to give it like that old rock and roll love song vibe.
So it literally made me laugh, and my wife was like, "What are you laughing at?" And I'm like, "Here, watch this." And she started laughing. So it made her laugh. So you did good.
And she don't laugh. Is that what you're gonna say next?
Yeah, she's like Clay's a nut. Rode has a new headphones. No, I did not know that. Did not know that. Look, I like Rode's products, but I think that they're a little high priced, so I stick with a little bit more budget friendly options for myself.
The Rode Pod mic. I want one so bad so that I can compare it with this, but I'm not gonna buy one. And I've been trying to look for them used. I looked on eBay was the cheapest one I found, and it was like $60. And
really? I'm gonna have to send you some links because I can find them for like $40 to $50.
I haven't found one yet. I look on Facebook Marketplace. I found one on Facebook Marketplace, and the guy was pretty close, so I would have been able to go there. And he basically listed it as $1, and he said, just name a price. Mm-hmm. And I was like $45. I said, not trying to insult, but a buddy of mine got one for like $40, and ever since then I've been trying to find a deal like that. And he's like, oh, no problems, but I can't go that low. And I'm like, dude, it's $100 new. Mm-hmm. You can't sell it and get much more than $50, and everybody's asking for more than that.
And I get it. It's a well-built, great sounding microphone. Yeah. Perfect EQ because it is fairly flat. If you're in the market for not comparing microphones and just to have a nice microphone, go with the Tank 1.
So the first one that I found on eBay, this is why I don't like eBay. The first one I found, it had a price, and it was cheap. I was like, oh, this is cool. It's like $50. So I was like, yeah, I'll go for that. And dude, literally as soon as I clicked on it, it went to 51. And I was like, oh, so I went to 52, and then it went right to 53. And I was like, you know what? Never mind. I can already see where this is going. This is why I don't like eBay.
I gotta teach you how to do eBay. I don't do the auctions. Do the buy it now or was it best offer, and you just put an offer in on it. That's the best way to do it. Don't do the auctions.
I'm not good at it.
The studio I work with just picked up 4 Rode Pod mics. I've never had a chance to work with them before, but at first glance, very well made, all metal, super heavy, and after we ran, it is a super heavy mic.
Is it heavier than this, or about the same?
Probably about the same.
I bet it's about the same.
Yeah, it's about the same.
And they are good quality products, but the problem is it's become this it's popular, and that's why the price stays up there. Because as much as I've listened to reviews on them, my personal opinion is that they don't sound that great. They sound okay.
It very similar diameter. The Tank 1 is a little bit longer. The Tank 1 has vertical stripes. This one has horizontal, or this one has horizontal. This one has vertical. However you want to say it.
Depends on how you're aiming it.
Yep.
I don't know. I do want one.
I like having it for comparisons, and it does have a good sound. I don't mind using it every once in a while. I'll throw that on when I'm doing an interview. That's the one I use for interviews for when I'm on Mod Squad doing the conversations.
Yeah. I like their headphones. They're probably my favorite pair, but I never wear them because they're not made for big heads. And I reached out to like the chat thing with Rode, like the technical or whatever customer support, and they were like, "Yeah, no, there's not really any bigger models, but you know it does have a thing." And I'm like, "Yes, I know. I've already got it all the way extended out. I got a big head, man."
All right. Do we have any more questions for anything we've went over, whether it be our growth on YouTube, the tank one, anything that we've already went over? Because we're going to start wrapping things up here pretty soon. King Paco wants to give you an idea.
Okay, go ahead.
So yeah, go ahead and give us your idea there, King Paco. So any more questions? Well, while we're waiting,
None.
we'll check back in on the poll.
What is that?
What?
There's another thing for.
Oh, I don't see it on my end.
There's 3 in the screen.
Now I see it. Yeah, now I see it. You know what?
All right.
There we go. We'll go back here.
Yeah, there was the poll. It's gone.
Okay, King Parker says his idea will not work for him because he don't have a lot of microphones, but you can use both interface with all your microphones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
could do that. We'll see.
I use
see.
Yeah, I use the interface for all of my microphones, except for my USB ones, which it's not compatible with because I don't have any Rode USB microphones.
I did do a comparison between the Vocaster and the Rodecaster, so I don't know. I don't like to wear things out. I'm worried that the little tutorials that I'm doing on processing, I'm worried that those are going to wear out.
I didn't put out anything this week. I was going to do a microphone battle. However, my neighbors decided to get their freaking roofs done. Yeah. One house here, one house behind me on different days. Both days I was going to record, and they're loud. So I was like, it's not going to be great. Even though there's a lot of sound rejection, I didn't want to take the chance of recording everything and then hear banging and guys laughing and stuff in the background. Yeah, so.
Yeah. You were like me on Sunday, was it? I was telling you. There was people right outside my windows. I got 2 windows right here. Right outside, stump grinding. And it was like shaking the earth. The whole house was like, I'm like, and it was from about 9:30 till about 4:30. Is
Fine considering making a multi-USB mic interface? I do not know. I do not know.
That's what I said. I've said that before, that they need to come up with an interface for all these USB microphones.
Yeah.
So that you can get into processing.
So maybe that's something we'll reach out to them and ask or suggest for their developers. All right, guys. That does it for this episode of Budget Podcasting with Clay and Kevin. Thank you very much again. Without you guys, we're just 2 guys talking to each other.
Yeah. So might as well be on a phone call.
Yeah. So we're glad that you're here. Thank you very much for anybody who's watching now, anybody watching live, anybody watching on replay. Thank you very much. Love you guys. You guys are awesome. All right. That does it for this episode of Budget Podcasting with Clay and Kevin. So for Clay, I am Kevin saying, if we don't see you again, thank you for being a friend.
See you guys.